Today we're talking to St Albans City manager Ian Allinson at Cressing Road, where the Saints have eased their National League South relegation woes with a 1-0 victory over Braintree. Braintree have had an upturn in results a bit lately, Ian, but I thought today they looked very poor and we made hard work to get a 1-0 win.
As you said there, they have had an upturn in results and they've had some good results, and to come here and win 1-0, I'm over the moon and I'm really pleased with that. But we did make hard work of it, and I think our dominance in the first half, we should have come in at least 2, maybe 3 goals in front, and then we have had a 15 minutes, 20 minute spell in the second half where again we've dominated the game, dominated possession, created 1 or 2 chances, and then I just felt we got a little bit sloppy last 20 minutes. I mean, they've thrown 4 up front and they've launched it from the back, and they won much more second balls than they did in the first half, and certainly the 25 minutes of the second half, and created 1 or 2 chances, and I was just a little bit disappointed with that last 20 minutes. I felt we got a little bit tired. I felt our ball retention became poor, and it was a difficult last 20 minutes, and they could have got something out of the game, and they didn't deserve to get anything out of the game, and that probably summed up our season. We've won 1-0, and I'm over the moon. I'm really pleased. The players have put a great effort in, and but that's a game we should have won 3 or 4 today for me, and that's probably what our season's been like a lot this season.
It's funny, wasn't it, in a way? It's a continuation of Tuesday. Totally dominated Kings Langley there, made hard work of that. And again, this one should have been sewn up. We had a third penalty in 3 games, and Joey Schifano had it saved.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Joe took a penalty last week, and so I think they've left it with him to take it. But again, we have to be better than that. We've got to score goals. We've got to put teams to bed when we get our good spells. And I've said to you already this season is we have 20-25 minutes in spells where we've played really well, and then we don't score, and then teams have a 20-minute spell against us and put 2 in the net, as Chippenham did a couple of weeks ago. So they're all the differences that have cost us this season. Very, very pleased with the way we played for probably the first 70 minutes. I felt our ball retention, our movement, the goal was outstanding, 4-5 pass goal. And then, as I say, that last 15-20 minutes we got a little bit tired, but the ball retention became poor. We give the ball away really cheap, and by giving it away cheap, we put massive pressure on our 2 centre halves and the back 2 full-backs. But they defended unbelievable. I mean, Tom Benders took a whack to the head there. I mean, he's fine now, but again at the time it looked like we might have to use the substitution. But the guy just sums up the spirit of him at this football club at times. He puts his head and his legs and his neck on the line for us, and I thought he was immense today, and especially that last 20 minutes when we needed him to defend with everything he had, and he did that on a couple of occasions. Got his head in there, got his foot in there, and we managed to come away with the victory.
I mean, it's an important win just because it's against Braintree, one of the sides that are down there scrapping with you. But how important a win is it in the context of the rest of the season and what may come next?
Well, I don't think anybody knows what's going to come next, Neil. And I must say, I'm so disappointed that we're here today. We've won the game 1-0, so I'm really pleased with that. But we shouldn't be here playing today. This should have been cancelled or postponed, as the rest of the leagues in Europe was yesterday. We've all got family at home. We've all got older family members in terms of nans and granddads all at home, and we shouldn't be here risking what we're doing. And I know the government make a statement and have made a decision. I know the FA have sat on the fence as normal and not made a decision, and the Scottish FA made a decision, the Welsh FA made a decision, and the Irish FA made a decision. The English FA sat on the fence and said, we'll leave it to you guys. They should have cancelled all football this weekend and probably till the 4th of April. I have to ask the question, why are all the academy sides in this country closed down now to the 4th of April? Why are all the leagues like the English Premier League and the EFL are closed down to the 4th of April? We spoke to Watford today about, are we allowed to play their 2 players, which they were comfortable with because they're on loan, and they didn't think they'd been exposed to anything in terms of what they've got at the club there, and everything by what we're being told has come back as a negative. But we shouldn't have been here playing football today, and I think they've got it wrong. I think they've made a massive mistake, and they really need to seriously look at where and what they're doing in the future. The answer to your question, we don't know where we're going to be, do we? So we're not in the bottom 2, which is good. If they made a decision now that the season ends now and the places remain as they are, then we're not going to get relegated, which is good. I can't answer, Neil, really what they're going to do. I don't think anybody can second guess from where we are. We have to just wait and see. I think we've heard there another 10 deaths overnight, which is really sad to the people who have lost loved ones. And 10 deaths in one night is a hell of a lot. Look at me, I'm talking like a politician now, and I shouldn't be, but there's a lot of worry, there's a lot of seriousness that's going on in the world at the moment, and and we have to take care of that and make sure that all our family and people around us are cared for, looked after, and we don't risk giving them this disease, because by all accounts it's very vicious. And as I say, to lose 10 people overnight is a really sad affair, and you know, my condolences goes out to all those people that have lost loved ones, not only over the last 24 hours, but also over the last sort of 3 or 4 months this has been going on. But we know we need to take a serious look at ourselves in terms of the National League and the decision they made today.
Did you have any players who didn't want to play today or were considered not playing?
No, we had Riddell Gordon that's declared himself that he's got a cold or some sort of a chesty cough and a cold. The doctors think it's a cold, and they've not tested him for anything. But I've asked him to stay away for 7 days. I've now given the players Tuesday night off, so they'll stay away till Thursday. And I've just asked all the players now that, and I did it last night, if anyone starts to develop a temperature or start to get a cough, that they let us know straight away. And we've done it again now today, is that if anyone starts to develop any sort of symptoms, what we're being told that they should be is that they need to let me know, and then obviously self-isolate, and then we can only play it by there, whether it goes through the team, whether one person has it, and let's keep our fingers crossed that nobody gets it, because that's the most important thing. But everyone was fine today, and as I say, everyone played who was available, apart from obviously Riddell.
I think we can assume this will probably be our last game for a while, although the conference haven't said so. You said there you give the players Tuesday off, back in training Thursday. Any idea long-term training-wise, or is it too early to say?
I think we can only be guided by what who's going to make the decision, the FA, the National League, or the government. I don't know. As I said, I felt the two at the top. The government are guided by other people. I think the FA, as I said to you, have sat on the fence, and I think the National League has sat on the fence, because tough decisions need to be made. You've seen the backlash that's happened since the National League made that decision to keep these games on today. And I'm lucky today, because this is how I felt before the game, and if I'd have got beat today, everyone said it was sour grapes. We've won today, and I'm over the moon we've won, and we've got 3 points and we're at the bottom 2. But as I keep saying it, this game shouldn't have been played today, and the National League shouldn't have played today, and they've got it wrong. They've got it wrong massively, and they've not taken anybody's welfare into consideration when they made that crazy decision yesterday mid-afternoon, yesterday morning. I don't know. Everyone tells me it's about making sure that the clubs get money in. There's more important things than getting money into football clubs. And as I say, there's families, and my players, my staff have all got their welfare to look at. We've got people who are in and around the club have got to be looked after, and we've got to make sure they're looked after right, and we don't put them at risk. And I feel today we've put people at risk.
You've probably thought about this during the last 24 hours. If there's not enough time to recommence the season and we end where we are now, how would you like to see them resolve it? Wipe the season off as if it didn't happen, or maybe work out teams' points per game as it is at the moment and work with standing outs from that?
I think there'll be loads of what ifs, David, and as I say, I can't be judge or jury on that, because I think we all have opinions. I can't see how you can have relegation and promotions in terms of some teams have got 11 games to go, some teams have got 7 games to go, some teams have got 6 games to go. How can you work out who's going to get relegated? How can you work out which 4 teams are going to come up? Because we've got 24 games next year. The only thing I can see is that if we can start playing football maybe by mid-April, we might have to squeeze in, not us so bad because we were up to date, but teams like Tonbridge might have to squeeze in 11 games in a 2-week period. And it might be they've got to play Saturday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Monday for 2 weeks and to get the season finished. Is it going to be right? Certainly not. It's not right. And as I say, and it is an unprecedented situation we're in. As I say, it's sad for a hell of a lot of people. And I don't know. Maybe the best thing is to wipe the season off, as you said there, and start afresh in August, as it started again in August this year. How can you work out the Champions League? Who's in them positions to go in there next year? There's so many ifs and buts. I think the Euros, if that gets cancelled this week, then I think that leaves a bit of space to go probably up to the start of June in terms of fixtures. But again, then who's going to get our pitch ready for the start of next season? And if you're into June, where are you when you come back training and players need a break and need a rest? And so there's lots of problems this has caused. And as I say, let's leave that to the people at the top. Let's just hope they make the right call this time, get it correct, and make sure that we're all safe. And as I say, when I say all of us, I mean everybody around here has got to be kept safe. and we've got to make sure that we look after the ones around us, and the decision's got to be correct. But answer to your question, I ain't got a clue, David.
Getting back to today's game, Ian, you set a record by being the first City manager to be booked twice in one season. We know it wasn't your fault at Chippenham. Presumably it's something you said today.
Well, I just asked the referee that one of their players had a head injury, and I felt that he had lost his sight of where the head injury was, and the game was going on, and the lad's laying on the floor. So my first concern is for the player that's got the head injury. Obviously the referee didn't like the way I spoke to him in terms of trying to get his attention, but listen, at the end of the day, if it means I've got to get a yellow card every day to win a game of football 1-0, then let's have a go at that. So in the past I probably would have got a lot more yellows. They didn't have yellows them days, so but listen, we've won the game 1-0. As I say, I'm over the moon with that, and if it means I've got to get a yellow every game to win a game of football 1-0, then we'll take that. But there you go, I've set another record, David, at this club. So.
Lovely, thanks so much, Ian. It could be a little while till we see you again, but congratulations on today's result. So it's City winning 1-0 at Braintree today. We're due to be in action next Saturday, 21st of March, when Dulwich Hamlet visitors to Clarence Park, but obviously that game may not go ahead.